What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. Got a super dope video for you all today. I was streaming Full Grip Games tournament last night here and saw a Glaceon Greninja-GX deck being played, and then heard that there was actually a finish at the top 32 of the Harrogate Regional Championships from the hands of Siddiqur Rahman, who finished 24th with a Greninja Zoroark Glaceon deck. So I'm playing that deck on camera today and really stoked to see how this list performs. It looks like a super cool deck. I love Greninja-GX. I think there's a lot of synergy between Glaceon-GX and Greninja-GX as well, other than the fact that obviously they both use water energy to attack. Glaceon has a super nice snipe attack as its first attack there. Frost Bullet, which combos really well with Greninja, and Frogadier's sniping ability, allowing you to take out tiny threats. And I think that we should do pretty well against a deck like Granbull, just because we could get out the gates quickly and then start sniping things on the bench. So I really like that as an option that this deck has. So we could get off to the races pretty strong here. We have a Lecture, we also have a Brooklet Hill, and then turn 2 can get going. However, I would really like to just see a water energy to get turn 1 Glaceon here. So that way I can get a turn 2 Frost Bullet. So I'm gonna dig for it. We're gonna put the Brooklet Hill down and actually just look for some Pokemon. I definitely want to get the 70 hit point Froakie off of the Brooklet just to allow me to have, you know, the other one searchable with the Elms Lecture if I need to. How many waters do I have in deck? Probably about 5. Yep, 5 waters in deck. So we're going to start off with that Froakie there. Then just Ultra Ball away, probably Lecture and Guzma here, just to go get another Zorua or another Froakie. Probably another Froakie out of the deck. I like that. Or we could get another Zorua. That way we could trade like a bunch. Turn 2. We'll get the Ditto. Why not the Ditto? The Ditto can be both. We'll definitely get the Ditto. Excellent. And then I think we just put the other Eevee down just to thin our deck as much as possible before the turn 1 Cynthia here. And we did not get a water, but that's okay because I got a double colorless. So I still have an option to get a turn 2 attack here, which I really like. And then I have Oranguru. I don't think that I'll need it, but that's fine. Okay. We're going to attach the DCE, and my opponent will get the go-ahead. They're not going to, see, discarded 2 trainer cards from your hand. It does 20 damage for each card you discarded. So they can hit me for 40, actually, with Make a Mess. That's like a little bit stressful. I don't really see that attack all that often, but it's definitely something my opponent can do. Now, what's cool is if I'm able to rip the turn 2 Glaceon here and get an attack going, I could evolve into a couple Frogadier and snipe. So I could potentially take out 2 Snubbull on the second turn of the game, which would just be absolutely huge for me here. And my opponent might have a hard time recovering from that early aggression from this Glaceon deck. So really stoked on this. There's just so many different evolutions, and Ditto Prism Star really just makes these evolutions possible, right? Really makes these kind of like 3 evolution decks. These kinds of decks just didn't really used to exist, where you just had 3 evolution lines all in one deck, and we're just seeing all these crazy different evolution decks come into format here with Ditto Prism Star, and just like the pace of the format I feel like is really good as well, and definitely just promotes a lot of creativity. So I'm digging what Standard has going on right now and love all the different stuff that we're seeing. I mean, heck, we even saw a Gyarados Zoroark deck, right, win the Harrogate Regional Championships. So even just seeing a Pokemon like Gyarados get in there, right, just so much creativity, so much cool stuff going on, and I'm excited to see how the format changes with the introduction of Team Up and Tag Team Pokemon GX. So my opponent is using a unique list here with PokeNav, so that's pretty cool. And that's it. So they didn't get to hit me at all. We have got some action going on in our hand. First of all, we definitely want to get a Zoroark into play. So let's see here. We might actually want to go and grab a We'll Ultra Ball away the Enhanced Hammer and the Brooklet Hill. That's fine. We might want to get like a Lele if we have one in deck. That probably makes the most sense because we just want to guarantee that we draw as many cards as possible. And I kind of need to see as much stuff as I can. So let's go in and just double snipe the benched Snubbull first. So we're going to do that for sure. Yeah, we're going to do these guys here. And then I think I'm going in with both of these. I think that probably makes the most sense. And then if I just like hit like a water, then we're good to go. You know, that's probably fine. I could have double sniped the Ditto. I guess that probably would have been good as well. But I kind of want to, yeah, you know, I don't know. I was going for the Snubbull here. That's fine. That's probably more greedy. Double sniping the Ditto would have just given me just the automatic knockout there, so that's probably better. But I don't know. I like taking out both Snubbulls. Then, I mean, if my opponent, that thing has a choice band on it too. That was just my thought. Anyways, here we go. So we're gonna go grab ourselves probably a Cynthia. Here, Lillie. There's no Cynthia. Where's the Cynthia? Why don't I have a Cynthia? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we don't have a Cynthia available to us. Does this list play Cynthia? I played my one Cynthia. Is there only one Cynthia in the list? That could be a thing. I think there are two Cynthias. Okay, so there are two, and I've played one, and then my other one's priced. So that's fine. We could just go get ourselves a Lillie, I guess. For 5, we'll have to do. So we're going to Lillie for 5, and we're going to hope that we just get some things. All right, we've got ourselves a Glaceon. That's all we really needed here to make this play happen, so that's fine. And then we'll be able to Frost Bullet and take my 2 prizes like I wanted to on the 2 Snubbulls. So a little bit of a risky play not taking the Ditto there, but I had faith that my deck was going to give me the juice here. So we're taking, I think, what is the superior play here, knocking out both Snubbulls, since I am taking out the Choice Band as well. My opponent will be forced to evolve the Ditto Prism Star into a Grand Bull next turn, which is fine. And then I guess, like, if I had done that, then I would have put 30 there. Maybe, okay, so maybe I messed that up. Maybe I should have taken the double knockout on the Ditto, and I actually net 30 damage by taking out the Ditto. So I should have taken out the Ditto. That way my opponent would have been promoting a Snubbull with 30 damage on it, and that way it's like easier for me to knock out, I think. So perhaps, but oh well, this is the route we chose. So we're in it now, and we have this Ditto in the active now, who we potentially should have sniped for knockout, but it's all good. We out here. My opponent's going to choose to evolve that into a Zebstrika. Totally fine with me, because that is not a Grand Bull. So totally A-okay with me. If that was a Grand Bull, you know, we'd be in a worse spot. But at this rate, we could just continue to use Frost Bullets and hope that we top deck into some sort of draw card, or Zoroark-GX is probably just where we're at. So once we get our hands on our Zoroark, we're going to be kind of smooth sailing here. Until then, we are just crossing our fingers and hope that my opponent doesn't actually do all that much, because I don't have like a Greninja-GX. I mean, Greninja-GX would just be super good against this deck as well. But we're just like cool now. I mean, we got all this stuff we could do. I just am going to thin my deck, honestly. Let's just go get some fellas out the deck. Yeah, just thin the deck, go get them into my hand. That's fine. And that way we can't draw into them anymore, so that's really good. I think I'll just attach the water energy, seems best on a Frogadier. That way I can use my my Greninja-GX to kind of like go back into the deck, which should be really good. So we'll do that, and then just Frost Bullet and continue to soften up things on my opponent's side of the field. So we'll just hit the Snubbull with the Choice Band on it. That's fine. And then my opponent should probably have a difficult time getting the Zebstrika out the active position. They may opt to Guzma this turn if they can stack it all together. They should probably be able to get all that going. They'll probably Guzma with this thing. And if that's the case, then I can potentially take like another 2-prize turn by sniping this thing and hitting this thing for knockout all at once. So I'm definitely feeling the not knocking out the Ditto on the double snipe though. So should have done that. That was my bad, but it's all good. I lost 30 damage that way. I'm realizing I just lost 30 damage. This thing could have been knocked out, right? It just could have been knocked out because we would have had, you know, whatever. We would have just had a better board position, but it's all good. So there's not much that I think that we could do to mess this up at this point. I think we're just cruising with this Glaceon and sniping with Greninjas, and it feels fantastic. There's just amazing, honestly. The deck is super cool. I do wish that we had maybe a few more draw supporters. There's not like a whole lot. Looks like there's only like 3 Elms in this deck. There's how many? 2 Cynthia and like 1 Lillie, 1 Judge. And that's it, right? So not like a whole lot of draw supporters, unfortunately. And we're only playing a 2-2 Zoroark line. So really, really skimpy on the draw, which is stressful for me. But, you know, if we set up, then we're just fine. If we actually can get some Zoroark action into play, don't actually need to draw all that many cards. You know, we'll just trade every turn. So I guess that's the logic. It's just a little stressful getting there, I think. And we have cards like Counter Catcher in here, Enhanced Hammer, Energy Loto. Like, I would rather personally be playing like just more supporters instead of like all of those things. But that's just my personal preference. All right, so we're gonna go get Elm's Lecture just to get that final Eevee out of our deck. We got 2 Zoroarks, 2 Greninjas, a Glaceon. All right, we got all that stuff, all that action still in our deck. Very good. So we'll go get that, and then I think I can just afford to evolve into my other Glaceon here, just so that we have that as, yep, backup plan. Cool. So now we can pivot either to Greninja-GX or Glaceon, whichever we choose. I'm digging it. Then we can Frost Bullet. Unfortunately, we're not going to take a knockout here. We're only doing 90, so we're going to be 10 short. But I do get to take a knockout on the Zebstrika if I want to. That seems cool, so I probably will do that. Or I could Polar Spear GX, but I'm not going to Polar Spear GX. I want to be able to like just nuke something on my opponent's bench with Greninja-GX if I want to. So yeah, we're just going to do that and knock out the Zebstrika there. Cool stuff. And then my opponent's definitely going to get those 2 prizes, but if they rip like the Stadium, fortunately they didn't have the Stadium last turn, or else this thing would have got knocked out on, you know, going into my opponent's turn, which would have been really bad. So. Or I guess it would have got knocked out coming into this turn, which also would have been really bad, because then I wouldn't have had like a real attack this turn. I guess I could have gone in with Lele and like energy drived, but then I would have been able to find a supporter. The only supporter left in my deck right now is like Judge, though, or Acerola. Those are like really it. So we're just out here in cruise control, really, just with Glaceon. And it's crazy to me that we haven't actually needed a real draw supporter in like 3 or 4 turns, and we're still on track to take this game here. We can definitely make some magic happen. If I have Greninja-GX, I could take another 2 prize turn by sniping this thing and nuking something on the bench, and that would just be incredible if I could take out like both Grambles in 1 turn. No, my opponent's got another Snubble. All right, so that dream is dead, but still would be very strong, I think, if I could take out both Grambles in 1 turn, snipe here, GX there. Then that dude will not be able to knock out a Greninja-GX in 1 hit. Greninja-GX has like 100 or 230 hit points, just like a ton of HP, so should just be totally fine. I'm gonna promote the Frogadier since it's got a retreat of 1 and I got Aqua Patch in my hand, so just in case I like am able to draw into the Greninja-GX just right off rip here, then we would have definitely loved that play, but we do not have that. So what do? Do we actually go in and go for Lele? We might go for Guzma here. I think we do go for Guzma, so let's just do that. Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's go get ourselves the Guzman. Sure. So we'll do that. And that way I could just go Guzma, take a double knockout on the Snubble and the Gramble with my Glaceon. So that is like super rad. And then my opponent will just have the 1 Gramble left there. Ooh, or I could take out like a Magcargo. I don't think it like actually matters. Like I think that probably the Snubble is good, and then we just go from there. My opponent's got 4 cards in hand, which is like actually a lot. So let's just make life harder on them for sure and do this play here. So we'll do that, and we will take this double colorless there for sure. And then by taking these 2 prizes, all I need to do is just attack with a Greninja-GX for game. I've got Aqua Patch onto this. I've got 2 Frogadiers ready to go. All I need, and I know that I have a Cynthia in my prizes as well. So this should just be it. I should be able to grab like a Cynthia, hopefully, off of the prizes, and then just be able to. Or an Ultra Ball, that's fine, okay. The Ultra Ball works, that actually is just my win condition right there. Got the double colorless in my hand. I highly doubt that my opponent is going to be able to disrupt my hand enough to mess up the fact that I just need Greninja-GX and a double colorless for a game. But how crazy is that? We played 1 draw supporter, just a Lillie. An Elm, we didn't even Elm. We played like, did we just Cynthia and then we Lillie? That's it. We played 2 draw supporters this entire game. No Zoroark in sight, and we're able to just run a Grand Bull deck into the ground with the power of Frost Bullet and Frogadier. I didn't even get a Greninja into play. Just Frost Bullet was enough. Glaceon-GX is an absolute house. This thing is a monster, honestly, and this is probably my favorite Glaceon deck that I've ever played, and it's because, you know, even though Freezing Gaze is like really, really good, right? Obviously, if you get a turn 1 against like a Tapu Lele, they can't search for supporters. You shut down other GX Pokemon's abilities. It's like really dope, right? And it's really good against like Zoroark-GX as well, but it's not like, you know, the end-all be-all of this deck. This deck has other really good things going for it, like we see here. The sniping power of this deck is really, really substantial. So even though we are not using Freezing Gaze for absolutely anything in this matchup, Glaceon is still just an absolutely sweet attacker here that we're loving to go in with. So definitely enjoying that. And I think this deck's a lot of fun, so I could definitely see myself playing it. What's also fun about the deck is that I have all the cards to play it. Oh, that's fantastic. All we need are Elms. I've already got Greninjas. I've already got Glaceons. I've already got Zoroarks. So very easy deck to build as well, which is really fun. This deck should be very good against like Lost March. It should be very good against Blacephalon. There are a lot of really cool things that this deck has going for it, and I'm super into, right? And the fact that Polar Spear GX can just like wipe out any Pokemon that you want, right? With the in combo with Frogadier and Greninja, you can easily just put enough damage onto a giant Pokemon GX like a Guardian or something to just like wipe it out. So we've got game here, sweet stuff. We promote the Frogadier, and we finally got our hands on the Ultra Ball. And another DCE off the top. Sure enough, I was drawing absolute garbage this whole game, but who actually cares? Because not that one. Nope, we want that one. Very good. So we'll do that. That Snipe GX attack on the Greninja-GX, absolutely insane. Just allowing us Shadowy Hunter GX, 130 anywhere on the board. I will take it to take my final prize on the Snubble shirt. And there he goes. So good game to my opponent. There's my long-lost Cynthia. Super sick, man. Check that list out. This list is pretty flame. Speaking of lists, gonna drop the deck list in the description below, so make sure to check that out. Also got brand new t-shirts. So brand new t-shirts on Teespring. You can check out the link to that in the description below as well. So stoked on that. Finally got Tricky Jim t-shirts available on Teespring, integrated with the YouTube channel. So they should just there should just be like a merch shelf that just shows up at the bottom of the videos, which is super rad. So like I'm into that. I think that's very fun. And Teespring does a great job of printing and shipping all that stuff. So they just take care of business there, and it's just you know, everybody's happy. So awesome stuff here. Gonna show off one more game with Sid's list and see if we can draw as fuego as we did that last game there. Looks like we're playing against the Pacas, or the Pacos. I don't know, the Pacas? Playing against the Pacas here. See how we do. Amazing starting hand. This is honestly everything that you would want, except for potentially you know, we probably want yeah, an Eevee in the active, but this is all good. Honestly, the hand might be a little bit better this way just because we actually have a DCE and not a water energy. So I'll take this for sure. We got the turn 1 lecture, can't complain. Then I can go Ultra Ball for Zoroark turn 2. Even better, we have got a Cynthia for turn 2, so loving this. This matchup should be like super favorable for us. I'm digging it for sure. We've got Froakie, Zorua, Ditto, Prism Star. That's probably all fine. And, you know, we probably want like a Glaceon out here eventually, but I can evolve the Ditto into Glaceon. It's probably cool. I probably want to get multiple Zoroarks out, multiple Frogadier. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. I'll go with this. And then I guess I could Ultra Ball for one more thing if I wanted to. I think I'll probably save the Ultra Ball for next turn after my top deck. Gonna save the DCE as well. Because that Zorua could actually get knocked out turn 2, and I'm not really trying to see the consequences of that. So let's just pass to my opponent. Turn 2, I might Ultra Ball away the Glaceon in my top deck for Zoroark, attach the DCE, and go ahead. But Lost March should be favorable. We've got 2 Froakie out turn 1. That's exactly what we want here, and an interesting split, honestly, on the Froakies. We've got the 50 HP one and the 70 HP one, you know, and you could go get at least the 50 HP one and the Ditto Prism Star with the Elms Lecture. Sure enough, we're getting let loose. I could have like probably guessed that, so like maybe I should have put the DCE down, but I don't like the consequences of losing a DCE if my opponent like let looses and gets enough Lost Marchers into the Lost Zone to just knock me out turn 2. So not super digging that here. Now this hand is trash, and my opponent must have known that I am playing approximately like 4 draw supporters in this deck, so this could go very poorly. Oh, again, yes, please, again, one more time. If there's anything I love, it's the double let loose in one turn. Oh, this hand's agreeable. Yes, just sit here. Don't go for the third, my man. That's just gonna go poorly for you if you go for the third. Don't do that. So they would have to Lost Blender like a bunch of, let's see. No, oh my gosh, what? I've never seen such an egregious play. There's no way that was the correct thing to do. There's just no actual reality where your best play is to Lost Plunder away a double colorless in your super boost. I don't care what your hand is, my guy. I don't actually care. There's no way that was good. That was so rough. Oh my gosh, and he just did it so fast. He like drew into the hand and was like, let's go. Just throw it down, my guy. Nothing. So you're gonna Lost March for 0. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so yes, carry on. Let's go with the Choice Band, probably just on the active. That's fine, and then we'll just Tapu Lele and hopefully go grab ourselves a Cynthia. I think, yeah, there's a Cynthia in my opening hand, so very good. We'll go get the Cynthia now, and we just want to see a Zoroark and a DCE, and, you know, ideally a couple Frogadiers as well, but, well, you know, sometimes it's just about ram a clock, and that's just what you got, right? That's going to be a yikes from me, dog, so sure. We got lots of energy on deck, but we'll just ram for 20. And I guess, like, maybe I should have saved that for my Tapu Lele, but I don't know. If I draw into, like, a Frogadier, I guess I can, like, make some things happen there. I can also Rains Splat. That's just horrible. I don't know. Maybe I should have just passed with the DCE in my active. It all feels bad either way. But I wanted to try and get some Pokemon. Oh, my opponent's got plenty of Pokemon in the Lost Zone now. So now they're doing they're doing 2, 4, 6, right? 60 damage, which actually is not enough to knock out a Zorua. So unless they got a Lost Blender with another Pokemon or a Trumbeak, like they are not knocking out this Zorua here. Bet you they just go for the Trumbeak and then just like ship the Trumbeak to get the knockout here. Oh no, they'll go for Tapu Lele. That's the smart play. So they've got the promo Tapu Lele there. Very cool artwork there. Excellent stuff. The winking Lele. I think I prefer this Lele, honestly. It's very cool. This one, obviously, the old traditional Lele, but I really like this one. They're just going for Guzma, the savagery. What in the world? This is the most savage game I've ever seen. They just go and Lost Wonder away like some energy. Now they're only... Oh my goodness. Oh, well, I'm never punished, so let's see. Now I'm wishing that I had the DCE for my Lele, like, for sure, but, you know, whatever. We out here now. That's just, like, we're probably just going to ram. Again, we got a Brooklet Hill. That's fine. I think we actually have to lecture, though, and just go get some Eevees, and that's cool. And that way I can just ram again while evolving this guy into Glaceon. That's probably okay. And we'll go get the Glaceon. Then, yeah, my guy, we're going to just ram down again. Oh my goodness. If I could just draw into a couple Frogadiers or something, then I would just be doing absolutely swimmingly. I could just take 2 knockouts now. I have it all built up on board. But, you know, this Zorua just has a formidable amount of hit points, you know, so it's... I think my opponent might have some trouble taking the knockout. Oh, yeah, they did. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. She's just going to let me manually power up this Glaceon and then also just take a ram on that too, dude. Oh, my gosh. All right, we got Ultra Ball. We're out of the woods, guys. We're good to go. So I could Ultra Ball for a Zoroark and just start trading from here on out. Finally, in my 2 games, I'm going to get my first Zoroark into play. All right, so there's one critique I have of this list is that we do need a few more draw supporters in here. There really are not a lot, and I'm not trying to like nitpick or anything. There just are not a whole lot. We got 1 Lillie, 1 Judge, and, you know, 2 Cynthia. That's it. There are 4 draw supporters in the deck. That's just like not my jam. I'm not into it. I don't care if we're playing a 2-2 Zoroark line. It's not enough supporters for me. So I would take out probably some of the auxiliary cards. Like I would take out like probably like Counter Catcher, Enhanced Hammer, and like Cyrus Prism Star for at least like 3 more supporters, just so that we can set up a little bit more consistently. But the idea of this deck is absolutely phenomenal. So no knock to Sid. Like this deck is absolute fire, and I'm like loving it for sure. So here we go. We're gonna actually use the yeah, we're gonna use what we got here. I don't know, is it too greedy to just go for the Frogadier instead? Oh yes, no, it's not too greedy because we're just gonna do it right here. Oh yeah, let's Rescue Stretcher, put a Pokemon from my discard pile into my hand. We're taking the Frogadier back for sure. And now that I just have the Zoroark, I will gladly just go get, let's see, let's get rid of these 2, that's fine. I'll gladly get the Frogadier instead of the Zoroark because I already evolved into Zoroark. So we'll evolve here to take out the Natu. And that way I get to, my Rams were not in vain, guys, all right? They were not. I got to utilize both of them very effectively. So we'll do that, make my opponent promote something else, and then we can trade. Oh, beautiful, they gave me Jump Bluff, so that is just fantastic. I will trade away probably that Eevee. We won't end up needing, that's fine. I mean, I don't know if my opponent plays any stadiums or anything like that, so kind of want to hang on to it just in case. Then we will attach here and get to Frost Bullet, and we will place our other 30 damage probably onto like the Tapu Lele. That's fine, and that way we can, you know, maybe GX that thing if we have to for game. That could be super rad. I do have Aqua Patch in my hand and some waters and a Greninja-GX now, so I can do actually, and that's crazy, with Greninja's GX attack, you can do just 160 damage in 1 turn. The same turn you evolve to a bench Pokemon with Shadowy Hunter and comboed with Shuriken Flurry there. You just snipe 160 to like wherever you want on your opponent's side of the field. So that's absolutely nuts here. My opponent's just got a DCE on the Tapu Lele. They just got to go in with it here to hit into my Glaceon-GX for like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 100 damage. They're getting the Tromboli there, Trombone, off of the Great Ball. And that'll contribute to their Pokemon in the Lost Zone, but not quite going to be enough here. I think they've only got, yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8 now. So 80 damage in the Lost Zone, and we are just gonna wipe out this Glaceon GX. Hopefully get some. Ooh, they got more Pokemon in the Lost Zone now. See, 2, 4, 5, 6, 120. So they're doing 120 now. I've seen a lot of, or a few, I shouldn't say a lot, but I've seen a few, like Lost March Zoroark decks kind of running around. Holden, one of our local league players, played it at the Wednesday night shop tournament and did pretty well last night with a very creative Zoroark Lost March deck. So I think like that idea might be able to hold some water as well and should be pretty fun to test out. And let's see what we got here. So I could GX this thing. I don't want to GX this thing. I think I just want to trade. So let's trade away. Honestly, Brooklet Hill. That's fine. We'll do that. Draw some cards. We got Enhanced Hammer and Energy Loto. Okay. So I think what happens here, we're actually like weak to grass. We don't actually want to evolve into Greninja until we have to. So let's, I'm not knocking out this Tapu Lele this turn, I don't think. So let's just Enhanced Hammer it, I think, and Energy Loto probably is good. We could Rescue Stretcher, but there's nothing in the discard that we want, so let's just Energy Loto. See what we get. There's the DCE, very good, cool. And then we could, I guess, evolve into Greninja, retreat, and knock out this Tapu Lele with my Zoroark-GX, which is like fine. That's probably fine. We could just do that. Yeah, so we're doing like 150 that way. So that's a cool play. I'm into it. We'll just retreat here. Yeah, let's get out of here. Move on, Glaceon. And then we can Aqua Patch probably to the Glaceon again. That way we just like, if like worse comes to worse and like my opponent is able to knock out my Zoroark-GX, I still just have like win on board. So that's cool. We'll just do that and just take the aggressive knockout here, because then if my opponent promotes a, if they promote a Jumpluff, like I just have 2 Pokemon on board that can knock out Jumpluff. So we should be good to go here. You know, we've got the Zoroark in the active, can ride its beating for 120. This thing can Frost Bullet next turn if they have to. So we have just all of our options available and should be good to go. Oh no, the grass went onto the thing preemptively. No, sir, you're not gonna be able to keep the grass, my guy. No, oh no, I'm sorry, the Pakas. You know, live and learn. There goes the grass energy. Oh, I'm sorry, man. It happens to the best of us. You know, everybody learns a new deck. It's cool. I'm just sorry I had to be on camera, my dude. So that's unfortunate, but hopefully the Pakas could grab another grass energy here and won't get punished too bad for that. And yeah, but that could just be it. They're probably looking at their Jumpluff like, where'd my grass go? It's gone. Oh no. I'm sorry, the Pakas. I really am. That's just it. Good game, and better luck next time. Hopefully you're gonna run a few more laps with this deck and can pick it up. But it was a pleasure playing you, the Pakas, and that's it. Zoroark, Greninja, and Glaceon. The very cool deck from Siddiqur, I know I'm messing up your name, Sid, so I'm sorry. Rahman from 24th place from the Harrogate Regional Championships. Let's go ahead and show off this list real quick so y'all can see what we're rocking. Also going to drop the list in the description below so y'all can see that. Let's check out what Sid's working with. Like I said, I think I got a few critiques of the deck though. I really would like to fit some more draw supporters in here. This is just not quite doing it for me. The 2 Cynthia, the 1 Lillie, 1 Judge. Like, no. Can't really get behind that. Just 4 is not enough. With only a 2/2 Zoroark line, I understand you could evolve Ditto into Zoroark too, but like, not really a whole lot. Granted, you don't actually have to draw that many cards in this deck in order to win games, as we did see. However, I think that I would really love like 4 Cynthia or like 2 Lillie, you know, something like that. So just to give you a little bit more stability there with the Tapu Lele. So like, you know, there's some times where I was Tapu Leleing and there's like nothing actually to get in the deck because they were all gone. So that's probably something I want to look into as well. Other than that, like super dope idea, super cool list. Definitely digging it here. So make sure to check it out if you'd like. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub the channel, ring that bell. Check out fullgripgames.com, Etsy store, Patreon stuff in the description description below, as well as my brand new Teespring. You check out the Tricky Gym t-shirts. Peace.